Hey, welcome back to the review. We're here, their view, and we're in the midst of a very heated, it's almost like hell, right? It's so hot right now. The topic we're dealing with, and that's of course the women fiasco, the money worries. Well, the women seem to be getting some help now after the Twitter rant and the whole circus show, as was labeled by Gordon Pierre now. What's next? Money worries seems to be popping up all the time. Who's to blame? What's going on there with that money, and how should that be accounted for?
In my opinion, as I was pointing out before, it is reality that the TTFA is broke. Now we need to band together and find out how we are going to fund future projects. We are talking 2018 for the men. We are talking 2022.
The under 17 team?
We are talking the under 17, the under 20s who are qualified for the Conqueror. How are they going to? Is a coach going to have to tweet from Jamaica in a month's time? Coach Waljum opened up this avenue of crowdfunding and PayPal, etc. It is, to me, in my opinion, a viable option to cover your basic necessities. It cannot fund player fees, it cannot fund camps, etc. But your smaller expenses, it is a viable option, and we've seen Mikel Thomas, a track and field athlete, attempted to fund some of his work as well. Where the money will come from for the next next qualifying campaign that one of our teams has to go through, I don't even think I can answer that.
What about you, Gordon Pierre? How do you see this?
Yeah, definitely. I think in the sense of accountability, though, you know, we need to find out what's going to happen with the money that's presently being earned. You know, it is rumored to be around 10,000 US. You know,
plus the $250,000 from the ministry.
Yeah, well, the $250,000 from the ministry will be accounted for because they have to have accountability for that. But we're talking about the 10,000 that the PayPal.
That is not being raised in any official capacity, really.
Yeah, official capacity. You're talking about also the lots of Gatorade and what have you. If you look at Facebook, you'll see them coming almost by the truckloads. You know, if you force to exaggerate a bit there. You know, so one of that, we need to have the accountability going forward. I think we are just losing shape, though. When you look at the under 20s, went into the Caribbean qualifiers with just about 4 days or a week preparation, which is totally unheard of.
Has success deceived us or blinded us somewhat?
Definitely, and I think that it's time. And if we believe in out of the evil cometh good, you know, this Twitter will make us to wake up that our teams have been achieving in spite of the TTFA and not because of the TTFA.
Yeah.
And I think somebody has to put up their hands. I think somebody has to say that enough is enough and we have fallen short. I think this too may just lead, if the right action is taken at this point, I think confidence will be reinstilled, you know, in the TTFA. If I think the president, even if it costs him his place, you know, if it's the general secretary, whoever is in charge of operations, and whether they resign or are forced to resign, I think that going forward, it will bring back a set of confidence, you know, saying that, because when you're dealing with sports, one thing we sportsmen, you know, I like to consider myself a sportsman still, you know, a bit of a sportsman still.
Still, what about the win?
Okay, whichever one, you know, but we like we appreciate when a man say, I get it bad, you know, when he miss kick, yeah, it's my fault. Sorry, James, as the keeper, you know, and go on. And when James miss a ball, hard luck, guys, I'll get the next one, you know, and we tend to rally behind that. We are not up, sports people are not up for passing the ball. But I mistake, but you cannot get the ball.
Yeah.
We're not, and that is what's happening here in the TFA. Continually, we are getting, you mistake, but it's not me who get the ball, it's the ministry ball. And we are not about that.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to take accountability, and we need to move forward. And I think we need to I hope the girls go forward to the next stage, and hopefully, you know, things move forward and Trinidad and Tobago football comes better from this all.
Behind the dark cloud is a silver lining, and that is the national men's senior team who have started their Caribbean Cup campaign on a good note, 6-1 over the Dominican Republic. Expected, you know, what was that result?
The Dominican Republic is never a team that has given us that much trouble, so it is, in fact, an expected result. When you look at the goal scorers, men who are in form, Kevin Molino with a hat-trick, Kenwin Jones, who started the season with 5 goals already for Cardiff in the championship in the UK. So this is an expected result. I know I was here a couple of weeks ago, and I'm saying my ultimate position is that we'll get out of this group But the Caribbean Cup finals, I don't think
Have you changed that position?
I have not changed our position. I do not think we will move past that round.
Even with the squad that we're
Even
going
the squad
with?
that we have now. Especially if they will be plagued with issues such as our women's team, which is not unfamiliar to them as well. However, looking at the rest of games we have in this group, we have Antigua Barbuda and we have St. Lucia. Should be much of the same. Easy wins for Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, cakewalk.
Yeah, I'm saying Trinidad and Tobago, and I want to congratulate the guys. Of course, you know, Kevin Molino, he's really coming to form, you know, coming out of the USL and being the MVP of that league. You know, he came back here and showed that his scoring boots is on. In fact, for his scoring head, he's scoring two with his head, you know, which is unusual, you know, for Kevin. So that's good. You know, he looked very classy, you know, very composed. The team looked well. They weren't really tested by the Dominican Republic, but we seem to have a little problem in defense, you know, considering that goal, total mix-up, you know, and Pierre's getting in behind the defense. So things are very good, you know, and I'm glad to see that our football, of course, we have what we call in Trinidad and Tobago, we have sent for our bomb squad. So this is
I haven't heard that phrase in quite a while though. Bomb squad.
This is virtually our bomb squad, our best possible squad, you know, barring probably just one or two players, changes, you know. So I expect us to really do well in this round and go forward. With Gyasi though,
yeah,
you know, I am not going to agree with Gyasi. I'm forced to scratch my head. I definitely think that we're going to win, you know, the Caribbean Cup, you know, for the first time in a long while, and qualified to not only the Gold Cup, but also to go to the
Copa
America, you know, where the guys will get an opportunity. And I think the guys, this is what we need to do to motivate the guys. The guys need to know that if they are to get to the highest level, to play the highest level leagues throughout the world, they need to compete against the best and show themselves worthy. And I think that will be an excellent opportunity for them. So I think the young guys, all the Atula Guerras, all these guys, they need to really push this team, I know, and do well, get out there and compete against the Messis, all the big players who are playing in South America.
All right, so that aside now, let's go back into some controversy now, and that happens to be between Levi Garcia, the 16-year-old prodigy, Central FC, his agent Dion Sousa, contract being signed, contract being deemed illegitimate. You know, what's your take on that?
On these issues, you can never be too certain. You can never make total pronouncements.
It looks like you just want to dig into that one.
It is a very touchy topic. Having said that, I believe that both sides have some sort of merit in their respective arguments, but I would tend to think that Central FC has a legitimate claim to the player, and as such should be, if they intend to move him on to another club, whether it be locally or internationally, they should be entitled to some sort of meaningful reimbursement for the services of the player. Dion Sousa, as we know, has some reputation in being able to ship players abroad. Akeem Adams, he was responsible for that transfer. He was responsible for Sheldon Bato as well, getting into a top club in Belgium. So we know the reputation of him. It should, and Levi Garcia, in all fairness, should be very excited by the prospect of Dion Sousa trying to recruit him for sale to a European league. We have to be very careful though about third-party ownership, which we see FIFA is also trying to clamp down on. That is selling a player to an agent or an agency who then has the rights to sell him to a club. We saw it happen with Carlos Tevez and Javier Mascherano when they went to West Ham in the English Prem. We saw Tevez having to kick up a whole set of fuss in order to get out of that contract, and it could be very sticky for Levi. He's very young. He needs to understand these things, and whoever is advising him or guiding him need to put his best interests first.
No, I know Gordon's waiting right now with his big salad fork.
Let's go.
Let's go. A shovel now.
Let's go.
No, you know, to be fair to both parties, I have a bit of, you know, I'm a bit close to the whole situation, and I think ultimately Central FC should be given some compensation. If they should be given the sell-on rights and what have you, which they are insisting on, I think for me, the information that I have, a sum ranging somewhere in between 30 to 40,000 US dollars fee is being offered, bandied about as being wanted to be paid for Levi.
I think they've upped it to 40,000.
Yeah, so somewhere around that area, US you're talking about. I'm talking about a player that they recruited from Superior Spurs on a free transfer. Tried to transfer and tell him to sign it and bring it back in March.
Let's be honest, that's the case with most players that come from small.
Well, that is where we are having the problem. And I have coined a new phrase, call it Trini legal. You know, because at the opposite end, they'll be quoting FIFA laws, you know? But but at the beginning end, which is when they send the free transfer form, give the player the transfer, tell the manager to sign this for me, all right? It was signed for free. No developmental fee, no training, and all these fees that you normally have to pay for by FIFA. But at the other end, we are hearing FIFA laws being quoted. So you quote the FIFA laws when it's convenient to you, but when it's not convenient to you at the beginning, you know, you don't quote it. So that's where my problem lies. And also with the progress of the player. If you cannot stimulate the player progress, you know, and get into that battle, when in reality, you don't invest much into that player, right? How much his salary may have been. I am saying probably $3,000 a month, you know, for 4 or 5 months, all right?
Could he have been a professional player, though? He's not of age to receive a salary as such.
Right. Those, but let's say stipend.
But he's still get a stipend, yes.
Right. So we have all these things in the mix-up. Then we have as well his brother, who is not his legal guardian. All right? No, given written legal consent by the parents.
No, I have some concerns where that is concerned because in some cases, let's face it, you know, there are parents that really are not interested in football. And you as a big brother who oversee you know, in terms of your younger football development.
That is sentimental. That's purely sentimental.
Yeah, no Trini legal for me, please.
No, but
no Trini legal because...
But we did cross-check with an agent and he did say that it is legal. For example, the case of Ronaldinho, whose brother is a representative.
Yes, but his parent, who's in song mind, would have to say, yeah, what, I don't really know about no football now, but yeah, what's going on? You, Tani, you will see about Levi for me, right? So I'll write that, and that is...
Let's face it, that happens nowhere in Trinidad.
Illegal. So therefore, we cannot say because it doesn't happen in Trinidad and Tobago. Because all these things that they're talking about here, players leave these shores, we're talking about the Carlos said, what the corner glens and what have you, would have left from Jablote without any sell-on fees.
Yeah.
Right? Without any sell-on fees. So that's because it is not what? That doesn't happen in Trinidad and Tobago. So at this point in time, don't tell me something is not happening in Trinidad and Tobago. And then and then at the end of the day, at the other end, you're quoting all illegal. The same Central FC, which is so concerned, and they say FIFA can stop him. When they ask why FIFA can stop them, because he must, if he's going to the next club, he must be, his education must be provided for. It's the same FIFA, the same Central FC, who last year, when Nicholas Dillon was the same 16-year-old, was doing the very same thing with Nicholas Dillon, had him out of school at 16 without once going past CXC. Whether he's able to go to CXC and do well is a totally different question, right? What we are saying is do not use that to stop Levi now. When last year you had Nicholas Dillon doing the same thing.
All right, well, we've got to wrap this topic now. But before we do, what's to take place? Who has to take the foremost responsibility? Is it the TTFA in implementing policy that would come through all the ranks of football, or is it the Pro League, or who has to take that responsibility?
And I think there is where again, the TTFA must exist. They are the governing body for football in Trinidad and Tobago.
Full stop.
Full stop. So and that is where we're saying that although we are getting success on the field, whatever limited success, it is in spite of and not because of. And these are some of the things that the TTFA should have been actively trying to get right. So at this point in time, in 2014, we should not be having problems that we should be dealing with in 2009. You know, we have to be dealing, no, in 1999, sorry, we should not be dealing with these problems. The TTFA should have all these things compacetic, down pack. I have some information coming to me concerning some players from W Connection in terms of international transfer. I won't divulge it just yet, right? No, but again, we are seeing that it's Trini legal in Trinidad and Tobago, and we cannot deal with Trini legal. We have to deal with some basic form of legality.
All right, so with the policy, TTFA has to take the role there. And we've learned that. This is a review where we just heard their view. We're going to come back with someone. We're going to talk West Indies cricket. Oh yeah, West Indies cricket. When we come back, keep it here.